Hello everybody, welcome back, and let's simply continue. Just a minute, let me check something. Alrighty, so without any further delay, let's simply get going. And so far we've gone through many things ultimately when it comes to our application. So we have worked on these features. So these are the sort of the normal features that we've made so far, and it's been pretty interesting so far. What is the next thing? The next thing is pretty simple: creating uh, what is that called? Creating I'm not even getting the name, zoom in and zoom out feature. So let's just simply start working on that. Before I start working on that, I already front end is sort of already ready, so I'm gonna be getting that from a project that I already have. So just a sec. This is the app where the front end is. So let's simply get the front end from here. So now what are we gonna be working on? That is the text area. We already had it here. Undo, redo, and zoom. This is the one. So what are we gonna be doing? Just simply gonna cut it, absolute, and this. So let's simply cut it from here, and we'll see how we can just simply make it better. Coming back to this one, we have input. We are gonna have this too. Now this zoom is actually gonna be inside components. So zoom and undo, redo. Okay, so everything is inside the canvas itself, right? So not exactly right. So if I actually come here, so I have canvas, I have properties panel, I have toolbar. I can have one more that is called probably zoom. This is where it's gonna be. So this is one of them. And apart from this zoom, the next that we can have, that is undo, redo. So let's take the help of AI here again. It's good to name it well. What should be the name of the dir that contains zoom.tsx logic? So canvas viewport. I'm talking about TSX here. I am talking about TSX file. React renders the zoom controls buttons and all. Okay, zoom controller. So components. We can have zoom toolbar. Just a minute. Coming back to this. If I actually go to this one, it is sort of quite simple one, right? So it doesn't need to be quite a fancy component here. So the first one is gonna be zoom controller, probably components zoom toolbar or zoom controller, and components viewport control.tsx. We want to use which? Zoom control.txt contains plus minus reset buttons. Toolbar contains control plus other related actions. Zoom pan, viewport controllers, control span, fit to screen, reset view, and all. Zoom controllers is gonna be a better one. So let me do one thing. Zoom controllers.tsx. Coming back to this, zoom controllers, zoom controllers.tsx. Probably we need to have some more things here, and instead of naming it zoom, this itself is gonna be renamed. That is going to be zoom controllers. Alrighty, so this is how we have the things right now. As for this one, export default function zoom controllers just like this should be more than enough. And I'm just simply gonna return a div that's gonna be zoom controllers, as simple as that. So this is the first one, and as for this is actually gonna look like this. So can I just simply copy it, because it's no use wasting a lot of time in the UI section. So this is how it's gonna be like. Let's just simply get the button. Zoom in is gonna be coming from React to Lucid React, and zoom out. Alrighty, we have zoom out function over here that is responsible for zooming out, and hence I'm gonna need a zoom in, a zoom out, and what else? Zoom controller actually should handle all these things, so I should not really be changing it. That is right, makes sense. Ultimately, what am I doing? These are the zoom in and zoom out functions and all, and we have reset zoom here. So even if we have all of them, at the end of the day we need to implement this particular functionality somewhere, right? And similarly this scale can be anything. So this is the time to actually start working on the state using Redux, so that I can manage them well. By the way, when it comes to the state, so inside features we have canvas, we have properties, we have toolbar. Similarly we'll have zoom, name of the Redux feature, zoom in and out. Just a minute. This should be zoom slice. So we have to create a zoom folder. Inside that, that's gonna be zoom slice. We'll have a scale over there, and I think that's the only thing. Do we need to have even more? Pan offset and scale offset, or if it stores pan, zoom, viewport state, recommended is gonna be viewport slice. So I think viewport slice is gonna be better option here. Let's for Redux feature slice, these actions are gonna be zoom in, zoom out, set zoom and reset zoom. That is right. If it stores zoom plus and all these things, so in that case we'll have these many options over there. Actions, zoom in, zoom out, and set zoom. Selectors are gonna be these: select scale, select pan offset, select viewport. These are gonna be the actions in there: zoom in, zoom out, and set pan offset, reset viewport, and set. Okay, makes sense. So it's better to just simply create a viewport here. So viewport, and this is gonna be what? This is gonna be viewport slice, viewport slice.ts, if I'm not wrong. And once we have this particular slice, so what I'm actually gonna do that, not this one, even there's nothing inside canvas. Let me just simply copy it and paste it here. Now a few things need to be changed. First of all, properties state should be viewport state, viewport state. This is done. In here I'll have a few things. First one is gonna be good thing. What is gonna be the first one? First one is gonna be pan offset. That's gonna be point itself. Second, scale, that's gonna be a number. We'll have scale offset, that's gonna be point as well. So these many things I'm supposed to be having here. Makes sense. And by default zoom is gonna be how much? Scale is gonna be 1. This is 1 means what? 1 means 100. I have no idea regarding this. We'll see how it is implemented, but for now pan ops. Let's do one thing, let's keep it at the top, and scale, let's keep it 1. Let's see how we can even implement this. Pan offset, that's gonna be x is gonna be 0, y is gonna be 0, they are nothing but the coordinates. Scale offset the same, x is gonna be 0, y is gonna be 0. So this is done. Okay, now this one is gonna be view port, and then we'll have actions over here, and this is how things are gonna be done. And this is gonna be select view port, and property slice, control DD, this is gonna be view port slice actions. Alrighty, so whatever we had to do, we mostly done it. The next thing is that creating these actions. So first one is gonna be zoom in action, right? So how do we create the state over here? Oh, just normally set tool payload type, zoom in, we'll have the state, that's gonna be root state, we'll have payload. Now whenever we are doing this, of course I'm gonna be getting this value zoom in. Okay, that's fine. I do not need to do this, I just need to have one set zoom in, zoom out, set zoom. I'll just have one, that is gonna be what should I do? We can zoom in, so for that thing we need to have this. Okay, let's do it. So when it comes to payload, so do I really need to provide any payload? Payload action, and that's gonna be a number. At the end of the day, a number is gonna be provided here, and whatever number is provided is state dot scale, that's gonna be payload. Probably that's gonna be the action here. Okay, yeah, action, payload action, we'll take this particular thing. So action dot payload dot the number that's been provided, so that's just gonna be like this. As for this scale, why is this not able to do anything? Create slice, something's missing. So we inside reducers, the way we have the things here, one thing is missing, that is this should not be a root state. So state dot scale, do I get this? Yeah, I do get this option. So we have the zoom in here, and this is just gonna be added to the scale, so whatever the value is gonna be equals to state so whatever the number is passed, it's just simply gonna be increased. Zoom in, zoom out, state action, and payload action. What is the type here? Payload action, and that's gonna be again a number. Something's missing that needs to be fixed there, but let's see. Scale, and that's gonna be state dot scale minus action dot payload, whatever I just simply pass. Then we have set zoom. We can even set the zoom. Okay, and state action. Let's just simply copy paste the stuff. It's no use repeating it. This is actually gonna be set zoom, and I am gonna get a number, but this time it's just going to be replaced. Alrighty, so we've gone through this much, and when it comes to zoom feature, so minimum can be 0, no, minimum can be 10, and maximum can be, well, it just keeps going. Okay, won't it stop? अरे भाई पूरा ही हो जा 3000. So minimum is 1, maximum is 3000 percentage. Even if we are able to see something or not, that doesn't really matter. Anyway, we have gone through this particular thing. So now the question is, how can we do it? So this is the first thing, and then undo redo is definitely there. And apart from this particular thing, what other options are there? We have one for set pan offset. We don't really need to worry about it. Reset viewport, yeah, this definitely needs to be here. And we have set scale offset, so let's not even worry about this. One more thing that we need to have here, that is reset viewport, VIEW, reset viewport, and state and state is gonna be what in that case? State is gonna be initial state. Initial state. So this is how it's gonna be going on, and of course they need to be exported. So we have zoom in, we have zoom out, we have set zoom, we have reset viewport. Again, we can create some selectors here. Select viewport dot viewport, just like this. Any problem? State dot viewport. If it actually comes from root state, so in the root state it doesn't have that, so that's the problematic thing. So in that case, let me do one thing. Let me go to the store, and over here the next thing that I'll have, that is gonna be viewport, and that's gonna be viewport slice. Having said that, this is not gonna be actually the slice, rather it's gonna be viewport reducer, and that's gonna be assigned over here. So we have the viewport right now, hence where is the slice? This is the slice. Now it's not giving me the error. So select viewport is done, where we are selecting the whole viewport. Don't know when it's gonna be needed, but let's see. Export const select scale we'll have here, state, root state, state dot viewport dot scale. Similarly, it's gonna be pasted a few times. Select pan offset, and similarly we'll have select scale offset. As simple as that. Pan offset, offset. Alrighty, we have exported them, and now this seems to be fine. Let's see exactly how it's gonna be going on. Hopefully it's gonna be alright. Okay, so we have done this much. Coming back to this zoom controller, let's not worry about it. we need to worry about this one. Now this zoom is zoom out and all these things are not needed. Rather const handle zoom in, we'll have a function here. Const handle zoom out, we'll have a function here. Const handle set zoom, we'll have a function here. Probably const handle reset zoom, we'll have a function here. So handle zoom in, handle reset zoom. As for the scale, we are gonna be getting this handle zoom out and handle set zoom and handle reset zoom. Let's forget about this for now. We will be just simply resetting it. As for the scale, const scale is gonna be equals to use app selector select scale. Alright, so this is how I'm gonna be getting the scale as well. Once I have them, I should be fine. It should be fine. Coming back to this one, how does the UI look like anyway? Inside a canvas, absolute this, let's see, I'm just simply gonna get a zoom controllers just like this, and then undo redo. This thing is definitely gonna be done. Let's just simply pull it or remove it for now. Let's check the UI. Undo redo is not defined, that is okay, but that should be fine right now. Let's see, this page couldn't load. Do I have the network issue? Nope, I don't. Okay, it's loaded, and this thing looks like this. Really bad actually. It doesn't look like Excalidraw at all. Excalidraw has plus minus. It has this. How about eraser? How does it look like? If everything has plus minus, I'm gonna be going with that only. But that's something I'll have to check. Well, yeah, it even has that. Plus minus hand zoom fit reset zoom to selection zoom to 100% hide UI. So plus minus makes sense to have in that case. Zoom controllers, and this particular section, this should be plus, this should react, this should be minus. I think that's just the opposite of what I needed. That's right, just the opposite of what I needed. So this should actually be minus, this should actually be plus, width height, that's already clear here, and then the I need to make it the way I want it to be. Let's not focus on the UI that much right now. Later, of course, we can make it better. It should be working functionality wise. As for the UI, we'll definitely make it the best one. Oh yeah, I haven't even checked whether I'm live or not. I just simply went live. Sorry, someone or the other. I hope nobody texted. Thank God. That's good. I just forgot to check it. Coming back to this, what are we gonna be doing here? That is let's check the UI part first of all. This is how it looks like. What I want, that it should look the same. In that case, bg neutral 200, class name bg neutral 200, bg new. Okay, this is better. Even when it comes to this, until unless you hover over them, they look exactly the same. So even if I'm going with this, that's not bad either. Having said that, I gotta change many things, so this needs to be changed. The class name, this needs to be changed. I thought it would be easier, like to just simply copy and paste the code, but it turns out that it's not like that. New number format in GB. What does this mean? The scale that I have, that's gonna be converted into format. So 1 is the 100 format. What the hell? Scale is nothing but 1 right now. If I actually, just a sec, change the scale from 1 to 2, it's gonna be 200. So 0.1, how much will it be? 10%. 0.2, 20. So 0.5, 50. 1, then 3, 300. So ultimately 30, 3000. Should I have this much? It goes till 200 only, and minimum is 10. Yeah, that's better. What I'm actually gonna do here, that 200, right? So it's gonna be increased like this, 1.1, 1.2 till that. By default I will have 1, and then 0.1 will be decreased. That's better actually. So from 10 to 200 enough for now. Coming back to zoom controller here, and const dispatch, that's gonna be actually equals to use app dispatch, and these things need to be at the top, so let's just simply keep them at the top. Handle zoom in, dispatch, and what, zoom in. Ultimately we are gonna be increasing. How will it be increasing? We need to have a factor, right? Let's have a factor by the scale that we have plus 0.1 every time. We'll have it here. When we are zooming out, at that time minus 0.1, then we are resetting that. So we don't really need to pass anything. Zoom reset viewport. It's just gonna be used like this. Now this reset viewport, where does this come from? A reset viewport, it doesn't really take any payload. It doesn't accept any payload, so this is how it's gonna be going on. Once this is done, at least the states are gonna be working well. Coming back to this, I know it's really bad. I mean, the worst thing I can ever uh, buttons are usually they have hover effect, but this one does not have cursor pointer. This one is the cursor pointer. Arey yaar, what am I doing? This one has the cursor pointer, but button they do not have. Interesting. If I click on the button, so never mind. In that case, last name, cursor pointer. Forget about the design stuff. I know when you have to design it quite a lot to make it better. So cursor pointer, this is how it's gonna be going on. And what else? I think it's enough for now. Yeah, right now it's enough. Okay, even I can just simply increase the, this should be medium. Now that's better. 10%. As soon as I clicked on 10, it became 10%. Why? Scale plus 0.1. So 100 plus 0.1. So it's gonna be 1.1. Oh, not really. We have to just give it this. It will automatically subtract. Reload the page. It's 100%. 90, 80, just the opposite. Zoom out means what? It will make it smaller. Zoom in what? This should be handle zoom in. This should be handle zoom out. 110 to 100, blah blah blah. It will keep going on till eternity. What can we do? We'll disable it, or we can set what? We can have a type. How to do it anyway? Because if I am disabling it on the UI part, anybody can still change that. In that case, I'll have to have this logic somewhere. Zoom in. Probably the logic should stay here. So when it comes to adding, if state.scale is greater than or equals to greater than or even equals to 200, I'm gonna return 200. In that case, I'm gonna return from here. That should do the job. And when I'm zooming out, so if state.scale, if that is less than or equals to 10, in that case, return. By the way, that's not gonna be actually 10, that should be 2, and this should be 0.1. This is how it is simply gonna go on. Let's see. Subtract 90, 80, 70, blah 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 blah, 10, it becomes 0. That's great. I mean bad. This one is fine, the top one, and the 0 is not good. So 0.1 means what? It should return when that is less than, I mean equivalent to 0.1. So 0.1 means 0.1 means 10%. right? So yeah, it should not decrease. Anyway, the logic is fine. So it becomes 0, yeah. That's crazy. This doesn't apply on this. So if scale is less than what can I do? Less than or equals to 0.1. Bro, literally. I think it should work, but it is not working. Let me give it to the AI. Who is gonna just, I mean, it's good to just simply figure the things out on your own, but you should have time. I mean, say, okay, this won't work initially state reset because the Redux toolkit uses emerge reassigning the local state variable does not replace the Redux state, so we'll have to have it here directly. That's fine. And option to mutate it, that's also right. Another example, scale down 0.1. This this is better. So the max can be 0.2 when it comes to zoom out. So if it even decreases more, it can be 0.1. It increases more, it can be only 2. That's better. That's far better than the logic that I had. Okay, let's replace both. But I can replace, but why is not my logic working here? Isn't that insane? It doesn't go less than 0, but it goes till 0. That is something. What is that? 200 is fine. Yeah, it becomes 0. Why? I have the logic. I can paste it. Sorry, not paste it actually. I can just simply comment this. Later I will implement this one because this is actually better. But congratulations, host. It has become 0 again. Why is that so? Redux. Viewport. Reload the page. By default it is 1. 0.9, 0.8, 0. ये क्या है? 007, 6, 5, 4, 3, and that is why it is not able to. It is still this much. Wow, insane. In that case, it is still 0.14. Because of this particular thing, it is behaving that way. So why is the subtraction not right? Let me reload one more time. 0.9 fine, 8 fine, 0.8 minus 0.1, 0.8 minus 0.1. Wow, why? It is crazy. Why is that so? It should be 0.7, but it is not like that. Let me ask ChatGPT. Na 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 na. why is this so? This is a classic floating point precision issue in JavaScript. So because numbers in JavaScript are stored using IEEE 754 double precision binary format. The problem is that some decimal fractions cannot be represented exactly in binary. Okay, that is the problem. So what do we have to do? So JavaScript stores the closest possible binary approximation. 0.1 is approximate this, 0.8 is this. So we actually have to convert it into decimal first, and then from decimal we have to convert it. What is my logic? I don't know the logic of ChatGPT yet, but what is my logic that bro, you have to do what? You have to the 0.1 that you are getting. So the scale number that you have multiplied by 10, the payload that you got multiplied by 10, subtract both of them and then divide by 10. It will become 8, it will become 1. I'm gonna be dividing then 8 at 1, that will become 7, and then this. Let's see now. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Here we are, we made it, we did it. This was my logic anyway. Let's have a look at the logic of ChatGPT. Yeah, so 0.1 did this. How to deal with this number, and scale 0.1, convert it before that to fix the number to 2, or divided by 100, then divided by 100. It is sort of using the same. Math.round previous and this. Okay, that's fine, but okay, we don't really need to worry about this. Anyway, this is doing something really interesting. Set scale, it gets the previous value. Wow, and does the job. Good stuff, we don't really need that. This logic that we had, it works well. Sorry, this one, and I can do the same here as well. That when I know the values can be in 2 digits only, that simply means I should be able to do this. Now if I plus, yeah, 200 minus, yeah, 10. So this is working. Let's just simply comment this. Let's use this one. This is even finer, better. It just simply tells. Yeah, it just simply tells that okay, the max value can be this, the least value can be this, minimum value. So the minimum, when it comes to zooming in, the minimum value can be 2. Minimum value can be 2 when we are scaling. So we have stated this, so we just simply add the values, and then if it goes greater than that, so we always take the minimum. So if it is minimum, we'll take this. If it goes above 2, then we will take this. Yeah, that's right. And we take max over here. So if it is max, we will take this. But if it goes lesser than 0.1, so we will take 0.1. That makes sense then. Interesting. Good job, guys. I mean, yeah, we've done it. Let me just stop. But this functionality hasn't been implemented yet. It is just the UI part. Now when I click on this 100, this is not resetting. So copy this, paste this, job is done. Let's see. Suppose it is 140 right now. Come on. And if I click on this, reset हो जा, नहीं हो रहा. So in that case, why is this not being reset? Zoom controllers. This is handle reset logic, reset viewport, handle. This is just a paragraph. It's fine if it is a paragraph, but when I click on the paragraph, handle reset zoom, dispatch viewport, state is gonna be scale this and blah blah blah. Hence if I click on this, it should not working. In that case, let me do one thing, see whether this function is even being called or not. Ding. Yep. Now action time. It's actually getting called. If it is actually getting called, so what is the problem? Reset viewport, dispatch, reset viewport. We are even don't know for what reason it's not working. We are changing the whole state. So how about if I just change it? State dot scale, that's gonna be 1. Yeah, in that case that does work. But what if I want to change it all, change this all like this? Then this doesn't work. Why is this not working? Two issues. These reducers and can produce because of JavaScript floating fix. Come on. Scale plus payload divided by क्या कर रहा है इधर? Math dot round. So state dot scale. What does this provide? Just a sec. Math dot round of 0.1 0 2 3 4 5. Okay, so till 4 it is 0, then 5 1 6 1 7 1 9 1. I mean it just simply keeps going on. Okay, so coming back to this thing, what does it do here? Math dot round state scale. Okay, 1 plus action dot payload 0.1. 0.1 multiplied by 100, that will become something, then divided by 100. So ultimately what we are doing, that first of all we are converting the number in decimals. Once the number is converted into decimals, we are converting that decimal back to what? Converting that particular decimal, and we are rounding it. Interesting. So 100 will always be 100, so why are we rounding it? Or create a helper function now, math dot round num. If you are actually multiplying it something by 100, that will always be what? A decimal number. So if you actually get 1, that will 1. If you get 100, that will always be 100. So there's no sense of using that. But okay, that's a good one. Even this works fine in my case. But if it actually wants, I can state scale action dot payload, what it actually gave me earlier. Can I do it like this? If it actually wants me to do it Let's see what is such. Your approach works only action.payload is always 0.1. You only need one decimal place. So becomes this, which avoids floating point issue. However, it breaks down for other increments. Yeah, that's right. It will. Then, but the correct answer is okay here by luck. So if you are relying on the floating point, blah blah blah. So in that case. Math.min, it will just simply get them. Let's go with the logic that it gave us earlier. As simple as that. I mean, it is just simply round. The first one is this. Let's just simply add it there. Forget about this. If we get time in future, we are gonna be diving deeper into this. As for right now, what it does, suppose I have 0.1 and then action.payload, so that's gonna be, let's talk about subtract. So 1 minus 0.1, that's gonna be 0.9, multiplied by 100, that's gonna be 90, divided by 100, that's gonna be 0.9 back again, and we are getting the minimum value, so this will definitely make sense. And the another thing is that if it is what if the whole logic returns me 1.25 something, so it will become multiplied by 100, that simply means it will become 125, won't it? Yeah, it will become 125 and divide by 100, so once it becomes 125, we are just simply rounding it, and then 100. Okay, that just simply does the job, easy peasy. And then we have this, and apart from this particular reset doesn't work, the reducer reset before this does nothing with the redux toolkit. Assigning a local state variable doesn't replace the store. So recommended one, initial state. Option B, we have to pass them manually. Initial state, we don't need to even set anything. I think this initial state will work directly, probably. Let's see if it is whatever is returned from here, that is set as a state. I forgot that. Any initial state from here, that will be the reset value. So if I come back here, this click here 100, this click here 100, and it doesn't go lesser than 10, it doesn't go greater than 200. Yeah, that's fine. So this much we've done. What is the next thing? The next thing is that actually implementing this, bro. This is just the beginning. Okay, the good stuff is here. How are we gonna implement this? Okay, that's at least okay, now I have no idea how this is implemented. When we increase the value, so suppose 0.1, it will become scaling in canvas, scaling in canvas, okay, scale. So what it does, CTX scale, rectangle scale, scale minus minus, how to implement scaling in canvas. Scaling an image to fit the canvas, not there. This one, create a scalable canvas in JavaScript. How to use JavaScript scale, blah blah blah. Canvas scaling, smoothing tricks. HTML canvas scale method. Okay, this much is fine. Let's continue with this much. So can I have dark mode here? Mm, yeah, that's better. Okay, now coming back to this, we have 2 by 2, so it will be increased by 2 by 2. So whatever we are scaling, that gets scaled from left to right, right? So 2 by 2 means it will be scaled by 2 by 2. So width is gonna be double, height is gonna be double. Now how are we gonna be implementing this? We cannot keep incrementing it by 0. That will be far lesser than we expect. Let's see. This is the first one. We can even scale it again and again, but it will keep increasing it like this. From left to right, it's never in the middle. And if I actually want it to increase, I actually want the same. Wherever I click, from there it should just simply start increasing. So we need what? We need the x and y coordinates, and once we have x and y coordinates, we have to do many things. Let's see if we can find something. Okay, 0. Okay, let's see if we can find an example that's worth looking at. Alrighty, what can I do now? Not really getting some good stuff. How to make your canvas? Let's see if there is a here some code. So first of all, it scales just like that. By the way, these scales come from where? It actually comes from canvas scale. So that's actually gonna be zoom in, zoom out, and all these things. So we have zoom in here. If it is less than this set scale, by default it is this much, and that is good stuff. Now the question is that how is this being handled? Shape drop, handle blur, handle writing text, handle mouse down. Mouse not this one. Looking for something good stuff. If that is actually here, I got it online. First of all, this particular repo that I'm having a look at, and it does implement that feature, right? Let me have a look at that first of all. 3000 to 1, and hopefully, otherwise I have to take the help of AI. It does implement that feature. We have zoom in, zoom out, everything, but the question is how. It has compiled. Why am I not able to see the result? It is 30,000 to 1. Alright, this is how it looks like. Quite blurry, but okay, never mind. Let's just simply draw it. Still there are lots of issues, but it somehow does what I want. There are many issues with this particular code as well, like the selection is not working properly. Even as for the zoom in and zoom out, that's just by clicking on the buttons, not by scrolling and all. So we have to work on many things, but at the end of the day, this is working, right? Tool cursor is writing context to set scale. We have zoom in, we have set scale here, and the question is that where all it's actually being used. So get coordinates, handle shape draw text, scale offset, handle mouse down, scale offset, draw, scale offset, erase, scale offset, or mouse move, scale offset, get coordinates. Okay. What is this? Use layout. Yeah, so this is the logic, but it's pretty pan offset changes, this changes, this changes, this changes, this. If any one of these changes at the time, it has to do this. Now, how is this doing is something that we have to figure out. So first of all, document get element canvas. Once we have the canvas, got the context. Once I got the context, got the window dot inner width and height of the canvas, rough dot canvas. That's really bad. He's using rough. What is this rough? If I'm not wrong, this is the rough JS. Rough, and my goal is to create it without any library. Let's go with this. So what this rough JS is used for, that it helps you make such diagrams really easily. So using a library, of course, you can make them. My goal is to make it without the library, then I'm gonna be in trouble. Okay, so in that case, what is next left? How to implement scaling in canvas board. Scale HTML canvas. I don't think I'll find any good resource here. Zoom canvas. It will giving me it's too much. Okay, time to do one thing. Here we are. How to implement zoom in and out feature in Excalidraw. For clone, zoom in and zoom is just scale 0.1. You need three things: scale, zoom level, pan, offset, and that's the camera position. That's okay. Zoom around the mouse pointer. So viewport, state, scale, all these things we have. Apply transformation before drawing, before rendering shapes. ctx.save, ctx translate this much, scale this much, render shape this much, and restore. Every shape now automatically zooms. So it is just simply saying that before rendering it, translate it at the scaling. Scale is 0.1, and when drawing coordinates or selecting, okay, when drawing or selecting world X, mouse expand, okay, that's fine, makes sense. Utility, screen world, use this everywhere, basic zoom. If a dot delta is less than 0, that simply means this patch is gonna be zoom in or zoom out. Suppose mouse position is 503 at this scale is gonna be 1 zoom, user zooms is 1.1. If you only change scale 1.1, everything jumps toward the top left. Everything jumps toward the top left. Let's do it anyway. Enough of wondering here and there. Let's see what result we get when we zoom directly like this. In that case, whenever I'm rendering inside draw, then we have render shape. Over here we are drawing the stuff. Okay, we are drawing the things like this, right? So everything actually starts from here. We have the context, so whenever we start drawing, and then we have to render shapes. So even before that I have to get it done. So wherever I'm calling this render shape, but I cannot decide how many places I'm actually calling it, so it's better to do it inside render shape only. Yeah, so ctx dot, first of all it is asking me to save it for some reason. I know the reason, so that's not really big problem. Let's flash this. So this is the first one. Then translate, if I have, so ctx dot translate. Of course I will not have any value to give it. So for now I'm gonna be giving pan offset .ex. Render shapes. I'm just wondering, do I really need to get the pan offset here or somewhere else? Because if I get the pan offset here, that doesn't really matter. Let's simply get it. We'll see later what happens. Const use app selector, select pan offset. We'll get the pan offset here. We'll get, once we got the pan offset, here we are. And yeah, this makes sense. And apart from this particular thing, we have to scale it as well. So ctx.scale, god knows what's gonna happen now, but we have to get the scale as well. Scale, select scale, it's gonna be scale by scale. And render the shapes. Once the shapes are actually rendered, okay, let's see. We've done some crazy things here. I'm gonna reload the page. Window is not defined. Use canvas. So the place where I'm actually using the canvas, it is telling me that window is not defined. So this is already used client. Where is that use canvas? This is it. If I click on this, so we have handle point down, all these things. We have this. What was the error? That use canvas size, inside that you have size, set size. Use canvas drawing, is that so? No, that size one, sorry. So come back one step back. Even there are few issues here. What are they? Value does not exist. This should be text. Now it should be fine. So this is done. I have to go to canvas size, so that is this one. It is telling me that this is not defined. Okay, it's okay. I can give it 0 0, and then the use effect is gonna run, and when the use effect actually runs, so by default it will not. Invalid hooks can only be inside of the body. So this could happen. Invalid hooks can only be called inside of the body of a function component. This could happen. Let me do one thing. I'm gonna be setting it without any condition here as well. The same logic I had at the last time. Okay, We'll see whether this particular stuff works or not. And let me keep it even at the top. This is gonna be like this. And apart from this particular thing, if I go to zoom, where render shape, I tried getting pan offset here, but it is just simply telling me that you cannot get that. When it comes to shapes, shape does not contain pan offset. It is telling me that inside a hook, this is not a hook, this is just a render. Okay, got it, understandable. In that case, what? In that case, we cannot do this here. Okay, fine. But we can clear the canvas, right? Yeah, we can clear the canvas. We need to do this particular thing somewhere else where it can actually be done. Okay, that's good. We'll see where we can do it. So we got a copy, actually cut everything from here. And of course I have to get rid of this one, two. Now whenever I'm rendering the shapes, render shapes, use viewport and use canvas drawing, and probably somewhere in here we have what? Shapes, render preview shape, and this is where this is called, but these are nothing but the functions. They are not quite useful. That's right. Render shapes. We cannot keep passing endpoint, I like pan, offset and all, so we'd better find some better way. Okay, how about getting the pan offset over here, and whenever you are drawing that, scale that. One thing I can have here inside canvas drawing, I have shapes. So whenever the number of shapes change, at that time I'm drawing it. This is the better place for that, isn't this? So whenever I can do one thing, that if the value of the scale changes at that time, it has to render the shape again, or pan offset or scale offset. Now the question is, from where am I gonna be getting, and how am I gonna implement that here? The render shapes will get all the shapes and all. First of all, this we have this, we already have this scale over here. Okay, not able to get the idea. Why do we have the scale here? But get them here. Instead, we can get all these things inside main canvas. Canvas.tsx. Do we have a scale? So the scale that I'm actually passing, where is this coming from? This is coming from this viewport. Great. So let's go to this viewport. We have these things. As we already have them, it's no use having them. But okay, we already have them, so let's not worry. And this is worse, because these things can directly be derived. Good stuff. Canvas. This is the place I'm sending the scale. Where else? So 1, 2. Oh, there are many places where I'm actually passing the scale. So this definitely need to be here. But the question is that who will get the value from here? This viewport, I'm not gonna get the value from here. First of all, this. As for this pen offset and all, let's get the value at the top. Here we are everybody. Cut it from here and show time. Scale. अरे भाई कट ना करना था मुझे, including this. Then we have scale, const scale offset, that's gonna be used. Zap selector, scale offset. Here we have all these values. Those values are actually being passed. Once those values are passed inside canvas drawing, I can actually come back here. Everything's dependent on that, and just in here I'm gonna do one thing. CTX, I already have it. Here we are. Render the shapes and the job is done. So what am I doing? Saving it, translating it, scaling it, doing something. So let's draw it. Yeah, as expected, it is increasing, it is decreasing, but from left to right, as expected. Now what is the next thing that we can do? We are able to scale it. That's good stuff, like at least we are able to do it. So when we move at that time, we need to do the same. That's right. Even when we move, we need to do the same. We are not doing the same while moving. So I need to find a better way to just simply do it. This is not actually a good one. A render shape is actually a function, right? So somehow, whenever we are rendering a shape, we have to pass the values of these values more. So whenever we are doing this, we need to pass pen offset. Now there are gonna be more values. So yeah, that's fine. We need to pass pen offset. That's gonna be what? Pen offset, it's gonna be a point. Then we need a scale offset, that's gonna be a point. And we need scale. These three things are quite compulsory. Scale is gonna be a number, so that we don't have to repeat ourselves over and over. This is the place that just simply runs again and again whenever we draw something. So in that case, I'm gonna cut this part again from here, and where is that gone? Arey yaar, I myself get confused. Render. This is the render. Is this render? No. Render shapes. Go to this one. So draw a render shapes. Okay, this is the one. Gonna be pasting the things here. Now at least I should have pan offset, x, y, scale. What is the problem? Scale cannot find scale. Okay, fine. Sorry. Scale is gonna be this. Pan offset is gonna be this. Scale offset is gonna be this. Now how am I gonna be sending it? Up to me. But definitely we need to do it anyhow. And once this is done, just below here, ctx dot restore. Yeah, we are. Great job. So this thing is done. This is merely for that. Now we even have the scale offset that's gonna be used later on. Don't worry about that. But translate. Let's see. First of all, this is the render, and here I should have, I don't have. That was problematic. Ultimately, pan offset, I don't know even this is the, this is gonna be the logic I have till the end, but I'm doing whatever comes in my mind right now. Scale offset, and the scale property, of course. As for the props, nothing but a number. So wherever I have this render function, point, I'll have to somehow pass this. Okay, fine. Let's come to this one. So when I'm calling this render function, I have to pass few more things, that is scale, pan offset, scale offset. Pretty simple. I must be calling that in here as well, like in this, at this place. So scale, pan offset, scale offset. One more place, that must be this one, not this one. Then reset. A reset drawing state. This is just for resetting a pointer up, that's fine, while pointer down happens. So yeah, here we are. So scale, pan offset, scale offset. No errors. Let's see. We drew this, we scaled it, we drew this, we drew this, and we said, come on, we said hi. Now we are scaling it, now we are decreasing it, we are even writing by, and the only thing is that scaling is happening. That is good, and it's literally good, isn't this? The only thing is that it should scale not from left to right, rather from middle to the top. How can we implement this? But I'm happy with this. Honestly, it works surprisingly amazing. Okay, let's see. Now I have to go through the this whole stuff that ChatGPT is telling me. Then I have to understand. After that, I can decide of what to do next, or not, what not to do next. Till then, I'm gonna take a break. It's been 1 hour and 28 minutes. Okay, of course we'll implement this today. Even this much I never expected. I thought it's gonna be super duper insane and hard, but turns out that it's not. Actually, it's not. We have to just make sure that it just simply scales from here. So that is where good stuff is gonna come. That's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be catching up soon. Until then, bye bye, take care.